Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Michaela, my Chinese name is Shamei, and this is my sister.
Hi, I'm Caterina, but my Chinese name is Kexin.
We're two Italian sisters who have studied Chinese for many years, and we're in love with China.
We usually use Chinese as a preferred language for our videos on YouTube, but today we decided to film a video in English for a wider audience.
Actually, we would like to make an entire series on this channel to share with you all our journey and experiences in China. Some of you watching may be Chinese living abroad and interested in how foreigners like us see China, while others may be people from all over the world interested in studying Chinese or in this country. Either way, we hope that you find this video useful, and if you do, please give us a thumbs up.
In today's video, we're gonna share with you 5 things we miss about China. Let's dive in.
But first, a little background information. As some of you may know, both my sister and I decided to study Chinese in university and dedicated our most important years to it. It all started with a great passion for the Chinese language and culture.
I still remember the day when I decided to first study Chinese. It felt like embarking on a great journey, especially since we did this together. Learning this incredibly rich and ancient culture, it was difficult, but it opened up a whole new world for us.
We spent 5 years in uni studying the Chinese language to become interpreters, but as you may imagine, Chinese is a pretty difficult language, so we didn't feel ready to get into the workforce. That's why we decided to apply for a scholarship, and we both got in.
Yeah.
So we embarked in 2014, a long time ago, we embarked on a 1-year adventure in BFSU, which is Beijing Foreign Studies University. So we went to Beijing.
Well, during that year, it became clear to us that we simply could not leave that early. So we decided to start looking for a job, and we stayed there for another 2 years. This time in China, we managed to learn more about this incredibly rich culture. And we formed connections that changed us in a way that we never expected.
During this time, we were always based in Beijing, and we shared a flat with some people from all over the world, and also Chinese flatmates. But we also took some time to explore the rest of China. So we went to Shanghai, Xi'an, the province of Yunnan, the Shaolin Temple, and so on. Every single day was a learning experience. We got to know the warmth of Chinese people, their kindness, and also their deep-rooted traditions that make Chinese culture so unique. For example, we spent a few Chinese New Year in Beijing. Yeah. It was a very interesting experience. There is something so special about being welcomed by locals who are genuinely interested in you and hearing about your story, and are also eager to share theirs. And this is truer when you can use the native language to communicate.
Okay, but let's dive into today's topic and see the 5 things we miss most about China. I'll start. First, the apps. Oh my god, the convenience of ordering food, groceries, a meal directly to your office, to your home, at any time during the day. It was so relieving. Since we were so busy, we started working. And don't forget to mention the online shopping. We used all the apps to buy things, such as Taobao and Jingdong. We loved them. And also taxis, right? You could directly call a cab from your phone and get it to your address and jump in and go anywhere into the city. It was so convenient.
And cheap.
Yeah, especially compared to Western countries and Italy.
Second, the payment system. When we were there, as early as 2014, China had already developed a very advanced online payment system that allowed you to basically pay anything, even at the market, with only your phone. We had Alipay or WeChat Pay are the most common ones. And yeah, so no more worries about forgetting your wallet at home. Especially consider that at the time in Europe and especially Italy, I guess, we still only used mostly cash and credit cards. But you know, nowadays, even nowadays in Italy, some places don't accept credit cards. It's incredible. So the Chinese were much more advanced than us. It was very surprising to find this out.
3. Transportation. And this is another touchy point for us in Italy, since our transportation system has some bugs, big bugs, I would say. But in China, oh my God. First, the DTA, the subway, was so convenient, punctual. Well, a lot of people jumped in, but still, it was very practical and easy to use, and also cheap. Second, cab, I mentioned earlier. You could call a cab from your phone and it was cheap and you could go anywhere in a few minutes. And then, which I personally loved, but I'm sure you did too, yeah? You know what I'm gonna say. Bike sharing apps. We used to own a bike, but since the bike sharing era, we started using bike sharing apps. It was very cheap, very convenient. You could find a bike anywhere, almost anywhere. And in the morning, it was very nice and fun to get in the lane, because the city had biking lanes, dedicated biking lanes, which is very important for safety. And we rode with all the other Chinese to get to work. It was a very nice experience.
Yeah, nowadays we have bike sharing apps also here, but the difference is that it's very hard to find a bike anytime you really need it. While in China, there were so many bikes that basically, even though there are about 30 million people living in Beijing, but still, every time I had to get to work, I just went downstairs and found a bike. And it was so cheap. At the time, at least, the first 30 minutes of your ride were for free. And then it was cheap. It was just a few bucks for half an hour. While here, it's so expensive that basically it's not worth your while to go around by bike. 4. Safety. One of the things that amazed me the most about living in China was the sense of safety in the cities, even late at night. Whether I was walking home or exploring a new area, I always felt very safe in China. China's cities are well lit, there's police out, and there's people out and about at all hours. So basically, you always feel very safe and at ease.
5. The international atmosphere that you could breathe in big cities like Shanghai and Beijing. Basically, you could find people from all over the world, each one with their fascinating stories. From events to art exhibitions, there's always something to explore with people from all walks of life. And not only I learned a lot from these people, but I also learned a lot about myself and about being Italian since I interacted with them.
Yeah, in China, basically, there were people from really all parts of the world. I remember the first time I was there, I didn't even know anything about some countries. Like, for example, I met a lot of friends from Kazakhstan or Uzbekistan. And before going to China, I didn't even know these countries existed. But, well, I was pretty ignorant at the time. You know, the funny thing is, these friendships lasted until today. We still keep in touch with most of them. And my friend from Kazakhstan came to see me in South Italy twice since I moved back here.
So even though we're no longer in China, as you can see, our heart is still there. And it will always be, probably. I'm grateful for all the time I got to spend there and meeting new people, enriching myself and sharing my own culture. I will cherish those moments forever. So thank you so much for joining us today and letting us share this piece of experience with you.
If you enjoyed this video or have your own experiences to share, please leave a comment down below. I would love to hear about your experience as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to hear more stories and insights from us. Ciao, ciao. Bye.